Hi and welcome to Decarbonize and Energize. My name is Adam Ritsen and I'm working as business developer at WOW Group. At WOW, we are passionate about cleaner oceans and lower CO2 emissions. And Decarbonize and Energize is just about this, how we can turn waste into valuable resources and energy in order to support a circular economy. There will be a series of webinars with different interesting topics, so don't miss them and stay tuned and sign up for them. And of course, welcome.
Welcome everyone. Thank you for taking a time to join us. I'm Anna, I'm a marketing and sales director of Etia, and I'm very happy to be the first in our series of webinars, which are called Decarbonize and Energize. So before we begin, just a few guidelines. This is a 20 minutes webinar, so we will explain how BioGreen can help to reduce industrial emissions and create a value from your biomass and biogenic residues. I will guide you through our technology principles and I will give some examples on applications in industry, and then we'll take some time to address the questions. If we run out of time to answer all of them, we will get in touch with you directly, so just shoot us an email or call us, and then we can continue the discussion. In all cases, as Adam says, this is our first webinar, so we will be back again soon, and we will be online next week or the week after, speaking about the green commodities and speaking about the valorization of waste. So stay tuned and follow us on LinkedIn and on other channels to get the invitations. So let's jump into it. I will now share the screen. So let's start from a few words introduction about Etia. Etia is we're a French company. We've been established in 1989, and during over 30 years of activity, we have developed several solutions for thermal treatment. This includes the steam sterilization, debacterization, process heating and cooling, and BioGreen, a pyrolysis process, which is obviously the main theme of this webinar. Since end of last year, Etia is a part and a subsidiary of WOW, which is a Norwegian and stock-listed company that is specialized in technologies to manage the waste and prevent pollution, and is well known in a cruise business industry, and now via Etia also in the land-based applications. So in a while, we are very passionate, as Adam said, about preventing pollution. We recognize how important it is to reduce the carbon footprint of industry. And we see that this is a motivation on the market every single day. Looking at corporations and looking at the industries, the companies are taking increasing care to establish their carbon neutrality. They are looking for a fossil fuel independence. There is a search for new ways for treatment of the residues and how to reduce the bill for carbon emissions. So all these are factors that motivate us to create a solution that will address all these challenges and to help to decarbonize, but also energize the industry. This is why we developed the BioGreen process, which is a pyrolysis system to valorize biomass into the bioproducts and energy and take the value of the biomass to the next level. Before we get into details, let's go through a few features of BioGreen as our solution. First of all, we are a provider of complete solutions. So that means we deliver a turnkey system which is tailored exactly to your need, and it is fine-tuned to work in your individual business model. By working in this way, we are creating a strong business model with a very sound revenue stream, which is related to biomass, energy production, and green commodities. And when we are working on the projects, we go hand in hand with the client. We assist to develop a profitable business plan and a model of operation. Our system is a very versatile solution. It is suitable to treat a wide range of feedstocks. And thanks to the technology that we use, we can work with very challenging products. And we also do not hesitate to treat unusual and non-standard residues. We are basing our technology on a system that is powered by electricity. That said, this allows us to not only ideally control the system operating conditions, but we are also a fossil-free solution where we do not need to use any conventional source of energy to heat up the pyrolysis itself. This electricity allows us to have an exceptional precision of treatment. Thanks to that, we are regulating the temperature very accurately with a precision of a few degrees Celsius. And thanks to that, we can also ensure a great quality and repeatability of our products. This allows us to adjust the operating conditions, and depending on the desired outcome, we can fine-tune the process according to your business model. And the last but not least, BioGreen is a solution which is having an operating track record of over 15 years. We have made a first pyrolysis plant in 2003, and we have over 40 implementations worldwide. This allows us to accumulate experience and offer proven solutions with an industrial track record. So all this together, it creates a BioGreen, an incredibly versatile solution that can be applied in many industries and in many places around the world. So let's take a briefly look at the technical side. BioGreen is a solution that is based on a Spirajoule, which is our patented technology for electrical heating. Spirajoule is basically a hollow shaft screw conveyor, which heats up thanks to the electricity. The low voltage current is connected to the screw, and it flows through the screw, creating a resistance effect. And this basically allows us to heat up the materials up to the desired temperature. In the same time, Spirajoule is also transporting the material along the reactors. So thanks to that, we can control very precisely the residence time and how long the material spends in the thermal treatment. So all in all, Spirajoule is a very simple but very efficient solution that can handle many types of feedstocks, such as crops, wood, husk, shells, and convert this feedstock into valuable products and energy in a precisely controlled conditions. Spirajoule is also a very well-established solution, which has a lot of implementations all over the world. During the company activity, we have delivered more than 150 of machines in 40 countries worldwide. So among that, we have over 40 pyrolysis plants, which are operating on different types of biomass and different types of residues. So to move forward, since it is such a versatile tool, how do we choose the right operating conditions? This graph is perhaps familiar for you. It shows the relation between a product characteristic and the operating conditions. So as you know already, since BioGreen allows us to control the operating conditions very precisely, this actually opens the way to navigate the process and to get the right desired outcomes that can bring a profit to the operation. So thanks to these principles, we can create a unique recipe for every project and for every feedstock. So at the end, we have a sound and reliable business model. It is also worth to say that since every feedstock is different and we work with so much variety of products, we need to check what is the best process for every individual customer. So we operate several testing plants all over the world, and these testing plants are running over 100 tests per year, and they're providing a proof of concept for our clients. We find this is a very important element of a strategy because we can verify the performance of the process on your feedstock, analyze the products, and create a full mass and energy balance. So if at any point you are interested in such a test, just shoot us an email and we'll be very happy to work together. So to summarize, BioGreen is a pyrolysis system which we are providing in different scales, starting from a pilot and research size through containerized and portable units which can move from one place to another, up to the full-scale industrial fixed plants. And all this is done to turn biomass into energy and into useful bioproducts, and at the end of the day, to help to decarbonize the industry. So why do we speak about decarbonization? Let's go through a first example, how BioGreen process can actually be a carbon negative solution. First of all, when we look at the whole operation, our process is suitable to be installed right at the place it is needed, where the biomass or the residues are generated. So thanks to that, we are very often avoiding the carbon emissions, which are reduced, which are related to the transport of the biomass for the long distances. But this is just a start, because pyrolysis allows us to convert the biomass first into biocommodities, such as a biochar, but also concentrate the carbon, which in case of biochar is a fantastic way to reduce the carbon footprint. By using biochar in agronomic applications, we are actually locking the carbon in the soil, while at the same time we are producing an energy, which is a green energy, and it can be used locally to, for example, replace the natural gas on site. So in this way, again, we are offsetting the carbon emissions. And to guide you through an example, let's take a look at these numbers. In average, one biogreen system can treat 7,500 tons per year of biomass. This can produce over 22,000 of megawatts of steam each year, which is helping to offset the natural gas consumption. This is equivalent to around 4,000 tons per year of CO2 emission saving. And just to give you an idea what is the order of magnitude, 4,000 tons per year, it's like we would free around 10,000 households out of the natural gas or fossil fuels. So at the same time, we are producing 1,500 tons per year of biochar, and that is also a substantial saving of the CO2, 3,700 tons per year of CO2 saving. And thanks to the locking the carbon into the soil, that's, again, to give you an order of magnitude, it's like, if we compare it to the communication, it's like saving 35 million car kilometers which are driven. So all this together, it's a massive impact for the carbon reduction, and this makes our solution so much relevant for the industry. And when we speak about the biochar that we are producing, we say that this is a green commodity or a biocommodity. It's at the same time, it's a carbon negative material, which we produce in the process of pyrolysis. Most frequently, biochar is a product that is used to enrich the soil. In France, for example, we have established a first certified production of the biochar, which is authorized by the French government. And this doesn't only help in CO2 saving, but it also creates a very important added value for the agronomy, because biochar is a very porous material, and thanks to this porosity, we are having a possibility to maintain the water in the soil longer time and make the water available for the growing plants. So biochar is not only a measure for carbon capture, but it's also a functional material, and it creates a very big value as a green commodity that can be sold on the market. And let's speak about examples. This year we have launched a new project, which is located in Sweden for a local waste management company, which is called NSR. NSR is a company who is very thoughtful about the way they manage their waste. They see that there is a very great value for an environment, but also for a community from the residues that they are collecting. So this is why they have decided for pyrolysis and for biogreen process, in which they are converting the green waste collected in municipality into a heat and into valuable biochar, which then can be used in the local agronomy. So all that together, it's a fantastic example of circular economy and sustainable management of the waste in Sweden, in the region of Helsingborg. But biochar is it's not only a way to go. The other way to meet the challenge of decarbonizing and energizing is actually to produce a solid product that can replace, for example, a fossil coal. And a good example of that is our project to produce a biocoke for metallurgic industry, which, as perhaps you know, is now under a very big scrutiny due to their carbon emissions. In average, when we look at the steel industry, 1 ton of crude steel generates around 1.6 tons of CO2 emissions, from which the majority comes from using the fossil coal. So that means between a half to 1 ton of coal is used nowadays to produce 1 ton of steel. And this, connected together with the fact that biomass is so widely available, it creates a great opportunity because we can produce a green product that will create an alternative to this fossil coal that is used. And this is where the biogreen steps in. We have already delivered 3 plants that are working to convert biomass residues into biogenic coke. This biogenic coke in its carbon content and properties resembles the fossil coal, but it is an emission neutral product. So that helps metallurgy to reduce and neutralize their CO2 emissions by equivalent of around 1.6 tons of CO2 per each ton of steel produced. But of course, that is not everything. In Etia, we are working in many applications which are helping to reduce industry carbon footprint. We are focusing to create added value and to be relevant not only for biomass residues, but we are also working with waste. We are also working with creating RDF, SRF, plastic waste, end-of-life tires into valuable commodities and energy. So these are the topics that we'll be talking more about in the next webinars. So if that is interesting for you, stay tuned and follow us on the LinkedIn for the future dates.